What?
Hi everyone, and welcome back to Moments That Stay. We live in a world that is obsessed with showing off. We love to showcase our promotions, our expensive dinners, and our temporary victories to people who often don't even care about us. But in this race for social status, we perform a very dangerous surgery on our own souls. We amputate our memory. We forget the people who held our hands when we were absolutely nobody. Today, I want to share a story that will make you look at your own past differently. It's the story of Julian, a newly made millionaire, and an old school teacher named Mr. Harrison. It's a story about a banquet, a devastating act of arrogance, and a single empty bowl that shattered a man's pride in front of the entire world. Get something warm to drink, make yourself comfortable, and let's look closer at this moment together. Julian believed he was a self-made god. He grew up in a harsh, cold orphanage with no family, no money, and no safety net. He knew what it felt like to go to sleep with an empty stomach, listening to the cold winter wind outside the window. He hated that weakness, and he promised himself that one day the world would bow to him. And today, that day had arrived. At 32, Julian was the CEO of a major tech investment firm. He brought his top partners to the most exclusive restaurant in the city to celebrate. The air was thick with flattery. Julian basked in it. He wanted everyone to see how far the poor orphan boy had climbed. But as he raised his glass to toast his success, his eyes wandered to the dark corner of the restaurant near the kitchen doors. Sitting there, completely alone, was an elderly man. He was wearing a gray tweed jacket that was visibly frayed at the cuffs. His hair was snow white, and his hands were gently folded on a clean napkin. It was Mr. Harrison, Julian's old high school teacher from the orphanage school. The one man who knew exactly where Julian had come from. Let's stop here for a second. Why did Julian's heart sink when he saw his old teacher? Psychology tells us that when people achieve sudden, massive wealth after a childhood of poverty, they often develop a deep subconscious shame of their past. They don't want to be reminded of the days they wore torn shoes or begged for a chance. To Julian, Mr. Harrison wasn't just a teacher. He was a living mirror reflecting the poor, vulnerable orphan boy Julian wanted to destroy. Instead of walking over, hugging the old man and saying, "Thank you for believing in me," Julian felt annoyed. His ego demanded that his past remain a secret. Have you ever met someone who changed the way they looked at you the moment they got a little bit of power or money? It's a painful realization, isn't it?
Julian, do you know this old man? Who is he?
With one cold sentence, Julian traded his soul for the approval of men who would forget his name by tomorrow.
No. Must be some crazy guy from the street who walked into the wrong door.
Mr. Harrison heard it. The restaurant was quiet enough, and Julian's voice was confident enough. The old man didn't make a scene. He didn't stand up to shout or argue. He just sat there, his shoulders sinking slightly under the weight of a profound betrayal. To understand the depth of this cruelty, we have to go back 15 years. When Julian was 17, he was about to be expelled from school for a theft he didn't commit. He was angry at the world, silent, and ready to give up. Mr. Harrison was the only teacher who didn't look at Julian like a criminal. He spent his own savings to hire a lawyer to prove the boy's innocence. More than that, for 2 years, knowing the orphanage food was terrible, Mr. Harrison secretly bought Julian a warm, hearty bowl of soup every single afternoon, claiming it was leftovers from the teacher's lounge. He fed the boy's body, and he saved his future.
What?
Julian opened the note. The handwriting was neat, elegant, and instantly recognizable. It was the same handwriting that used to correct his essays and give him A's. The note read, "Julian, I didn't come here to ask for your money or your fame. I saw your face on a billboard city center, and my old heart was so proud. I spent half of my monthly pension just to buy a cup of tea in this restaurant, just to sit in the corner and watch my best student celebrate his victory. 15 years ago, I promised you that as long as I am alive, your bowl would never be empty. Today, I see that your bowls are overflowing with luxury. But looking at your eyes when you looked at me, I realized that it is your heart that is completely empty now. I'm sorry I failed to teach you the most important lesson. Enjoy your dinner, Mr. Harrison." Can you feel the weight of that empty bowl? Julian wanted to look big in front of his billionaire friends. He wanted to look like a giant who built himself from nothing. But in that exact second, the empty bowl made him look like the smallest, poorest person in that room. His partners were looking at him, waiting for a laugh, but Julian couldn't breathe. This is the tragedy of modern success. We gather things, we gather titles, we gather status icons. But if we have to step over the people who loved us when we were weak, just to keep that status, then our success is nothing but a well-decorated grave. Julian won the contract, but he lost the only man who loved him unconditionally. Julian ran. For the first time in 15 years, he didn't care about his expensive Italian leather shoes, his tailored suit, or what his wealthy partners would think of him. He ran because he realized that if he let that old man disappear into the rain tonight, he would spend the rest of his life starving, no matter how many millions he had in his bank account. He found him at a lonely bus stop. The millionaire fell to his knees in the wet dirt, ruined his pride, and wept like the 17-year-old orphan boy he used to be. "I'm sorry, Mr. Harrison. I'm so sorry," he choked out through his tears. Mr. Harrison didn't reproach him. He didn't say, "I told you so." He slowly closed his umbrella, reached down, and pulled his boy up from the wet ground. He hugged him tightly, dirtying his own old jacket with the mud from Julian's clothes. "Welcome back, Julian," the old man whispered. "The boy I'm proud of is finally home." Julian didn't change the world, and he didn't give away his company. But the next day, a simple, empty porcelain plate appeared on his desk, next to contracts worth millions of dollars. It sat there as a reminder. Every time his ego tried to take over, he looked at it and remembered who he really was. My beautiful friends, please take a look at your own life today. Who is the Mr. Harrison in your story? Who is that person who gave you a warm bowl of soup, a kind word, or a second chance when you had nothing to offer in return? Don't wait until you see them in the corner of a room to acknowledge them. Call them today. Send a text. Say thank you. If this story made your heart pause, please subscribe, like this video, and share it with someone you care about. Tell me in the comments below, who is the person you need to thank today? Let's fill the comments section with gratitude. Take care of your heart, remember your roots, and I will see you in the next moment.